One of the great things about a sliding bench trainer or total gym that I honestly don't talk enough about is that by owning one, you replace so many different types of fitness equipment or devices. Early when I first started working out at home and got started getting away from the gym, I looked at a number of different pieces of equipment, and it became apparent right away that I really didn't need any of them. Some of these things you might find in like typical like home gym settings. Some of these things were cheaper, some were more expensive. Some of these things you can even compare to like high-end commercial gym equipment. So whether you're in the process of outfitting your own gym, maybe considering picking up a sliding bench trainer, maybe you're looking for things to do when you can't make it to the gym, or you just want yet another reason why these machines are so great. In this video, I'm going to highlight some exercises you can do on a total gym that replaces other fitness equipment, or just really just makes them totally obsolete in general. And if you were to buy all these different devices, not only would it not just kind of add more clutter to your house and just like your space in general, you likely could just save a lot of money just by getting this one device and just kind of just getting rid of all that other stuff. Now, I'm sure I probably left something out. I also didn't want this video to get too long, but if there is something I missed out or something you guys want to chime in with, definitely comment down below if there's something I missed. And if you find this video helpful, please consider, as always, like and or subscribe if you haven't yet. And consider sharing this with someone who might find this video beneficial. Now, these are in no particular order, but the first thing I'll talk with might be one of the biggest things in my basement right here that you can kind of see. And I always kind of go back and forth if I regret getting this purchase or not. I mean, it's definitely useful. I think it's handy. It's very cheap and inexpensive, like $100. I did a review for this thing. I'll link it down below if you guys are curious. It's great. The primary reason I really got it, though, was really for the pull-up bars. And using it for suspension training. I actually got rid of the whole suspension trainer. I got rid of even doing those as much as well, which I can probably maybe touch on that because of the total gym as well. But I thought I'd do a lot more pull-ups on here. And so my point is really having a total gym or a sliding bench trainer, in my opinion, really gets rid of any kind of need for any kind of a pull-up bar, because for one, most people can do pull-ups and they struggle with that, and either that or can't get many repetitions out of that for the vast majority of people. I'm not saying that's a reason not to do this, but my point is I feel like I work that pull-up pattern really well and effectively on a total gym on just the base level setting, and certainly I can even increase it to a higher setting. I'm not saying I recommend doing this, but I can really crank it up if I want to. And even when I've gone back and not done any pull-ups, or I've done pull-ups before and then kind of come back to that initially when I first started, I found out that my pull-ups really didn't suffer that much when I was doing even just kind of going back to traditional total gym pull-ups. So overall, what my point is saying is that I think doing a basic total gym or sliding bench trainer pull-up, in my opinion, works the range of motion just as effectively. It probably likely trains you into doing pull-ups anyways, and there's tons of different ways you can actually progress in doing this. So in my opinion, I don't think you need a pull-up bar in your house if you have something like a total gym or sliding bench trainer. Now, the next thing is probably one of the most popular pieces of fitness equipment you would find on Amazon or anywhere in like kind of any kind of like sporting goods store. That would be some sort of ab roller. Everyone loves ab rollers for whatever reason. I'm not a huge fan of them. I've owned a couple in the past. Sometimes I occasionally used to use them in the gym. My point is you definitely can get away with doing that ab roller motion on a total gym or sliding bench trainer. You can do it in a variety of ways. You can actually hold it. I didn't even show how you can actually put the weight bar attachment through the middle of the machine. You can put it over the machine. Point is, yeah, you can do a nice basic ab roller, and I'd say it's a little superior in the sense that for some people, either that hurts their lower back, or again, maybe they're a bigger person or they're just kind of learning it for the first time. Maybe they can't even get a decent kind of like extension on that. What's great about a total gym is that you can increase the incline. That way you can make the ab roller a little bit more doable and actually can start practicing it, and then it can progress by lowering the incline to a lower setting. So the only thing you really sacrifice, in my opinion, is the fact that you can't like go off on different directions. But I would say it's kind of like a minimal point. But I would say an ab roller, definitely, I don't think you need one if you have one of these pieces of equipment. Related to abdominals, I would say having a total gym with the total gym attachments, you're not going to need a reverse crunch. Sometimes this gets called a couple different things, but you can find pieces of equipment like this in the gym that are really expensive, high-end, big chunks of equipment. Or you can find some cheaper, inexpensive ones online and on Amazon. People tend to like this exercise. I've always liked this exercise, kind of how it feels. It's probably one of my more favorite abdominal exercises to do. I think it really kind of targets the abdominals in a nice kind of weighted resistance way. My point is I think it works and feels just as comparable to a high-end piece of equipment you would get in the gym. And if you actually did want to load on some extra tension, you could do that with some lower weights with the weight bar attachment at the bottom, just like you could at the gym as well. All right, moving on. I know a lot of people who have purchased something similar. I own a pair of Perfect Push-Ups, and I know some people buy like different like parallel bars or just some things that kind of put your wrists in neutral, because people kind of either they just like the preference or they find that putting their wrists into extension, especially older people, find this kind of cause a lot of discomfort. I don't think, again, you don't need any kind of push-up related device, because you can set the wing dip attachment bars down below and put your hands in neutral that way. You also can turn these a variety of different ways. You can kind of get in position a variety of different ways. You can go on your knees, which kind of gives you a nice little padding in general for your knees if you're working on push-ups. You can approach it a couple different angles, and just like I said with the ab roller, you can kind of make it somewhat easier or harder depending on the angle you want to sit at. So again, I'm saying another piece of equipment that's very foundational that people pick up, that you find in most people's homes. I don't think you need it if you have one of these. To play a little devil's advocate, I know some people like the Perfect Push-Up because they rotate. I never thought that the function that was really that useful, like rotating the handles. That's just me, but I don't think you're not really missing out on much if you don't have like that rotational aspect of the press. But again, that's just me. So I don't think you really need any kind of neutral grip push-up bar attachment if you're looking for something like that, if you have one of these devices. Now, a piece of equipment that I've said for most people, if you got a pair of dumbbells, or I think it's just useful to even have it, is just some sort of solid, just basic bench. And I've linked one down below. I think it's still linked down below of a good one that I've recommended, especially if you're going to put a total gym, if you're going to do like the raised elevated method of putting this on top of something. But I've actually contemplated a few times of buying another bench for either the decline setting or like an incline setting. And my point is, I don't think I need it, again, because if I ever want to do like incline presses with dumbbells, I don't do really a whole lot of free weights in general. But if you do have a pair of like lightweight free weights and you want to do some pressing, I've even pressed as high as 90 pounds on a pair of 90-pound dumbbells, my power blocks on this thing, it's been fine. My point is, I felt like I basically don't need an incline bench by having a total gym or sliding bench trainer. So that saved me another piece of equipment to pick up, just because I actually already have one of these. I've even kind of gone in different positions as well, doing bent over rows with dumbbells in this position as well. So that's a lot of different options that you guys can do if you're just on a normal incline setting. And in a similar fashion, I know some people pick up like a decline bench so they can do like padded sit-ups. Again, you can do that feature on a total gym or sliding bench trainer, so that is possible if you guys wanted to do that. There's even a unique way, I think, where you can actually put your knees bent over on top. I've seen people kind of do that as well with the other attachment, but I'm kind of digressing. So it is even possible, if you really wanted to, you could do some like dumbbell decline presses, but it might be a little more cumbersome, so I didn't really put that one in there. Now, related, I guess you could say, to like an ab roller or some sort of rolling device, or like a glide disc. A lot of people will buy, or they use some abdominal device to do stuff for like their lower body, going up into like pikes or jackknives on the machine. Again, I used to do that a lot with my suspension trainers as well. That was a nice kind of a foundational move I would do a lot, but I can do that on here as well. So any kind of like, again, pike or any kind of like abdominal roller type thing where you're kind of drawing your legs in and out, I think this also suffices with that. So 9 times out of 10, I'm actually was using this when I actually had other options like a suspension trainer where I could have done those exercises with. Getting a little bit more specialized here, I would say if you're looking for some sort of device where you can do like low body plyometrics or any kind of like low impact jumping and hopping, there are some nuanced things you can find at the gym or even home devices. My point is, if you're looking for something that's low impact that allows you to kind of do like some plyometric power exercises, I've done a whole video about this with the total gym and how it's great for a variety of power moves. But again, great piece of equipment to do a lot of low impact plyometric or power exercises, not just for lower body. I've actually featured, you can do some upper body stuff that's very unique as well. But again, another great piece of equipment for that. A little more specialized would be if you're looking for something that is like an equivalent to like a hack squat machine, or I could just say a reverse hack squat. Adding these resistance bands especially kind of adds that similar feel to what you would feel in the gym of doing this kind of reverse hack squat exercise. So that's something else that another key thing that I used to like to do in the gym. I like this motor pattern. I like how it feels when I used to go to the gym, and it's great that I can replicate this here on my total gym. And I've shown this here as well, and I know some people are more into this than others. I'm personally not that big into doing like isolated leg exercises, but if you did, or maybe you're looking for like a bench that allows you to do like leg extensions or leg curls, I would say, again, the total gym shines in this area. Can be a little more cumbersome to set up if you got the weights like I have. I'm just showing you that if you actually did want to put some external weight on, it is possible. I will give it that. It's a little more cumbersome, but when it comes to like leg curls, I think this thing especially shines. It feels very similar and feels really good doing it on a sliding bench. Again, you need some sort of a good strong ankle attachment, which I can link down below. So definitely invest in something good quality like that, which I've linked those down below. But the point is, it's definitely possible. In my opinion, feels really good and similar to what you'd find in a gym. Now, in wrapping up, even though there's definitely a lot of things I probably could and should have added to this list, and this might seem like maybe a cop-out, but I really think this is true because I always was a big fan of using cable-related machines. I love machines like the free motion machine in the gym. I've always used to say, and I actually did own one years back, a cable crossover that was weight loaded in my old house, or old townhouse years ago. I ended up selling it because I really wasn't using it as much. I think because I had my Weider Ultimate Bodyworks at the time, I just wasn't using it. My point is, any kind of cable-related plate-loaded machine that you could do a variety of like lateral raises, flies, curls, tricep extensions, pull downs, whatever. This is where the Total Gym shines. I could show an exhaustive list of exercises. These are just basic exercises you do in the Total Gym or Sliding Bench Trainer that, in my opinion, I definitely don't see any need in investing in some really expensive plate-loaded machine. Other than just out of pure comfort, you want to stand straighter versus laying down, I guess. But I think you can work all those muscle groups and all those body parts just as effective, if not more so, on a machine like this, and really necessitating any need for any kind of a cable crossover. So this is something especially. I know people that have like home gyms, maybe they got like a set of free weights, a squat rack. Maybe they're considering getting some sort of cable machine. Not even I get into like lat pull downs as well. There's a variety of ways you can work your lats on this too. I would say definitely don't do that. I would say get a sliding bench trainer instead of getting a machine like that, because there's a whole plethora of stuff that you can do on top of that you get out of this that you don't get out of a cable machine. So that is my list. Like I said, there's probably a lot more I could have and should have added to this. I'm just saying again that this piece of equipment, there's a reason why I just use this. It's not just because I'm just trying to make this a purist channel. It's because literally I think this thing is the best piece of home fitness equipment you could buy. It does so many great things. And again, I could talk about it till I'm blue in the face, but a lot of other stuff, like extra stuff, really is just kind of tiny icing on the cake. Again, this thing takes the place of so many other different pieces of fitness equipment. So definitely interested to see what you guys have to say. If there's something I missed or maybe a different point of view on that, let me know down below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks.